to have one of my favorite people in the whole world on here. And I've known her for a while, but we really got to know each other. We talked to each other a lot when we were in Panama, and that's why the Founders Club trips are so important. But she and I became Teamsy accountability partners. And it really was like the blind leading the blind. If she was looking at me to help her, y'all, bless her heart, you know, it was just, I felt sorry for her a little bit, but we winged it. And I'm telling you, it has changed both of our businesses. I have so enjoyed watching her team explode. And she is one of the most amazing leaders I've ever met in my life. She is a workhorse. She is not going to let anybody work harder than her, which I love that because that's my philosophy. And, you know, it's rare to have somebody who truly leads by example and just wants to go forward and is never satisfied with where they're at. And I love that about her. And she's always trying to motivate her teams and get to the next level. But the one thing that she and I have in common is we are never going to miss a Founders Club trip. Oh. She got over 400 points in Founders Club this past year and just killed it. And so can you press your camera?
So this gold executive cannot figure out how to get her camera to work when it just worked on my StreamYard, but it did not work for my book club Zoom, and it's not. So I don't understand why I can't get it on now all of a sudden.
Are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my computer. What do you think I should get on my phone and do it?
No, do you not have a video camera down at the bottom that you can just press?
And she just talks to me like, you know, yeah, as a matter
of fact. I'm leading the blind people. This is just an example of
she keeps forgetting that I reached out to her. I'm going to try it on my phone. I'm going to try it on my phone because there's no way this is, I don't know why. I need to figure it out. If anybody on there has any suggestions, I would love.
Just say start video for real. That's what it should say down at the bottom of if you move your mouse, should be a mute button.
Right. It says start video, but when I hit start video, it says cannot start video, failed to start with camera video. Please select another video camera in settings.
Oh yeah, I can't help you with that.
Yeah, I know I can't either.
Yeah, I'm out. If it's more than pressing a button, I'm done.
No, I am too. And I thought I might be able to figure it out on my phone, but I can't even do that. So you just got to hear me and not see me, unfortunately. Or I should say fortunately.
No, you're absolutely beautiful.
I apologize for that.
Well, why don't you start out telling us a little bit about your story and a little bit about your journey, and then let's talk about Founders Club.
Oh, that's near and dear to my heart. You bet. So Laurie Ulrich, yes, I'm a gold executive with the company, which just means I'm a manager that never quit. I've been here for over 9 years. I've been on the struggle bus, you know, up, down, all around. And, you know, I don't really foresee that ever changing. You know, what I will tell you is it is just about not giving up, though. It's about not giving up because, I forgot where I was going with that. So I'll start my story. So I found Zingular because I sell advertisement. I actually still have my day job, which is absolutely ridiculous at this point, and I do need to get rid of it. But at the time, I met Freddie because he called to put an ad in my advertising magazine, and I had 2 at that time. So now I had a magazine an hour away from me that I had to handle. I had a double-sized one in where I lived. I had 2 kids that were in every sport, swim club, everything known to man. And my husband had a business too. So I was super busy. I was already in sales and I had already done network marketing 3 times. So the question everybody's asking when you're approaching them about the business or the products is, can I do it? And is it worth it? Well, I couldn't do it because obviously I didn't make buku bucks in any of those other 3 companies. And even in Tupperware, I was a van driving manager and I still ended up with a basement full of plastic. That's all I got from that. So I'm like, can I do this? No. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. So I was a hard no. And that's definitely what you want to remember, is that I was a hard no. But how did he get me flipped? He got me flipped by hearing average, ordinary people and getting me on the phone and hearing all those different stories. And with actually a matter of 4 days, probably 20 phone calls later, though, I was in. And like I said, the only difference, you had just talked earlier with my team, it's the ups and it's the downs. It's just a matter of not giving up. Like I said, I don't care if my title's a gold executive. It just means I'm a manager that never gave up. And if you go look at my volumes report, I've been in almost 9.5 years. There's nobody still there from there's no distributors that are still there from my first 4.5 years, 5 years, my first 5 years. So do you understand how you are continuing? That's why you got to continue to go wide, 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 wide. Because, and I heard this from, I don't remember. I just soak myself in trainings and all that kind of stuff. But somebody had said, do you know every 12 weeks, a life event is going to happen that can knock somebody right out of this business? It could be a positive one. It could be a wedding. Do you know what I'm saying? It could be a negative one. It could be a death. It could be, do you know what I'm saying? It could be a new job. It could be whatever. So you got to remember every 12 weeks, that life, that, whatever happens in their life, they could have something big that is going to knock them off. Now, are they going to have you built enough in them to keep them going no matter what? I have a perfect example. Kim Tooley. She started at the beginning of the summer. She's been ranking as manager, but her mom is like been going through these surgeries like for cancer, but then they had to fix all these other. So, I mean, she's been, just crazy, but it's not knocking her off. It's not knocking her off. So she saw the vision to instill it enough in her that she's getting through this crisis. And she's still, she's the one that won my Teensy promo of getting flames. So, you know what I'm saying? But you want to keep that in mind. And again, this is why they have Founders Club, to build our business. And Founders Club makes you keep going wide, 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 wide. And you should. And I've done that from day one. So I have never actually worried about balance. I've never missed a Founders Club trip. I will never miss a Founders Club trip, and for one reason is because I believe in my heart that if the company is going to give us something extra, which this is, then we should go move heaven and earth to hit it. Like I said, any promo they've ever given me, I have. And obviously, once I took the first trip, I was never going to miss it. In fact, in the whole time that the Founders Club has started, I have only missed 2 quarters of not qualifying quarterly, because Founders Club isn't just about the trip. You should be trying to get it quarterly as well, to be invited to that luncheon, when we do have it in April live again. You want your team to see you going to that luncheon. You get reimbursed $100 each quarter that you qualify. You get the red carpet pictures, you get special seating, and you want to show your team. And I'll never forget that event. It was the event that I first missed a quarter, like by 1 point. And it wasn't like you had to have unique accounts. It was just, you had to have 25 points. And I missed it by 1. And literally those tags accidentally did fall off. But by God, if you thought I was going to put 3 tags on my thing again, there was never going to happen. Those babies were off the rest of the event. I could have cared less. And then the second time I missed a quarter was this last quarter. And do you know why? Because I was not working intentionally. Like she said, I had over 400 points. I was doing 400 points a quarter. I just assumed I had 2 unique accounts. I assumed. And guess what? I assumed wrong. And if you would have seen my face when my daughter told me I didn't hit the 4th quarter, like after the whole month was done, I go, what do you mean I did? Because you didn't hit it. I go, what? Oh my gosh. Like you could have knocked me over with the feather again, because I was just like flabbergasted. But guess what? I wasn't working intentionally. I wasn't working intentionally on those unique accounts. I was just like, oh, I'm sure I have it because I have over 100 points this quarter. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that kind of what you, is
Yeah, I have to tell you, I didn't hit it this past quarter either. And I can't even remember the last time that I didn't. It was the same thing. I wasn't paying attention and I missed it. I had one, I didn't get the second one, but I didn't get it either. So you're in good company still. There you go.
Two peas in a pod. But again, guys, you got to work intentionally. And you know, here's, and I tell my team, don't worry about the points. The points will come. Just focus on your unique accounts. That's all you want to do, because with those unique accounts, your points will come. I mean, you get 12 just for a subscription for the whole month, you know, with 10 unique accounts, that's 50 right there. You're going to have new inception. You're going to have maintenance. Just focus on helping others get to that quick start, get that investment made back immediately. And if some of you guys have been around for, you know, the past whatever months, if you had somebody that, you know, hit it, but now you get the benefit of they can go to Silver Manager and you get to count them as a unique account if they never hit that, you know, or if they never had Main Manager, you know, so you have those people to use now too.
So let's talk some tangible stuff. Let's talk some real, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Tell us how, you know, when you focus on your unique accounts, give us some details about how you convert a member to a distributor, or how you have someone come in as a distributor and get those quick start bonuses.
Well, again, the first thing is you want to get them putting as many people in your testimony group as possible. That is first and foremost. I'm trying to get them to invite. Now, after that, I'm going to send them that post, you know, that says, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just ordered my whatever system, blue box, whatever. They might not. And then the other thing I'm going to say is, okay, do you know anybody else that would want to lose weight? When Freddie said weight loss, I laughed. I'm like, oh, I hang out with tons of fat people. We all hang out together. Heck yeah. I said, oh, if this, have you ever heard this one? If this works for me, I know lots of people. Can you believe I said that? I hate people that weight now. And I was one of them. Seriously, give me a break. So I'm trying to get them first to invite. A lot of times they get, you know, people already, and then we can start like, oh my gosh, you already have 2 people that are asking for information. And then that sizzle text, you know, when they first are going to start, sending that more personable text out to people that deserve to hear it from them versus Facebook. And here's the bottom line. If you don't care about the outcome, you ain't going to care about reaching out to people. And if you care about the outcome, you're salesy. You are that salesy person, because you made it about you and not about that person. Because it might be, you know, no is never no forever. A perfect story right now, Carrie Castelli on my team, whatever they bought, it was a finance manager. I think their home or their car. I think it was their car. You know, of course you're in there forever. So of course she's, you know, telling them about it and invited them to Flying Stealth. Okay, so she invited him to Flying Stealth. She told about, she gave him information 3 years ago. He just reached out last week and said, I'm ready to get started. 3 years later, they're watching. They keep watching. It's a moment in time when they say in their head, enough is enough, and I have to make a change. So, you know, you don't have to worry about what you're saying to them, because it's in their timing anyway. But, you know, if they can get a couple girlfriends to do it right with them, that's amazing. You know, then they feel like it's less daunting. So, you know, definitely the testimony groups, if they will, a lot of them won't, a lot of them I'll try again on the night before they're going to start their journey. Say, hey, throw this up as an accountability post. They're more likely typically to put that one up than the first one up. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do day 3. Hopefully they're going to get some results. And then anytime they have results, whatever chats we have going on, I'm like, you update that son of a gun. Anytime you get in a new blouse that you never got in, you go to your chats. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I haven't gotten this shirt in 2 years and I'm wearing it to work today. Right? Because that's the real stuff they want to hear. I'll never forget Connie Allison, when I was on the phone with her hearing her story, one of her non-scale victories was that she could cut her own toenails. Do you know how many people can't? Honestly, I said, don't you ever leave that out of your story, because I guarantee it's harder than heck for somebody to bend down. I mean, I love that though. Like just updating those little things, I think are so key in their chats to get them to that quick start, to get those people off the fence.
Yeah, I want you to talk to me. This is one thing I love about you. Every single time I'm on the phone with you, when we talk about like promos or whatever we're talking about, you never let me off the phone without putting someone on the phone with me. You just say, let me wait just 1 second. I'm going to get this girl on the phone, or just you got 5 minutes. Let me put this girl. And you always put me on the phone with different people. Talk to me about that and how that's been such a game changer in your business.
Oh, well, look what happened to me. That's the only reason Freddie got me, is because he put average, ordinary people on the phone with me. And I just kept hearing these stories. And here's another thing, and why these inspiration calls are so important. And again, sometimes I think we just go a little crazy and lose our mind. All of a sudden in March, when we went 100% chats, because I was a true call girl. I mean, obviously that's how I started. Whatever you start with is what you're going to duplicate. It's so true in everything. But I was 1010% calls. We go to this chat system, which honestly, have we not have the chat system, there's no way we could have done the business in April, May, and June like we were doing. There's no way I could have put everybody's order in. You know what I'm saying? Times change, we get faster. I got it. What the heck was I saying? What were we just talking about?
Inspiration calls.
Oh, the calls. So we go to this chat system, and all of a sudden I get rid of these calls. I stopped doing them. And then I'm like, what are you thinking, Laurie? Like for a few months. And probably 2 months ago, I'm like, okay, now it's time to, wake up and get your poop together, because holy cow. And I'll tell you what, I started doing them, and the people, after they got off the phone with say Melissa or somebody, they would text me, thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed. Because here's the bottom line, is you have to re-recruit your distributors until they cannot financially walk away. That's a big number typically.
Oh, I love that.
So you have to re-recruit them. How are you going to re-recruit them? Because it's peaks and it's valleys. You're going to get them on the phone to hear another story, another person. And I don't ask them. I'm like, because what if Luann, if I said to you, can you hold on a minute? What are you going to tell me, Luann? You are not. You're the first person in the world that would told me, no, they're not going to hang on. Typically, they always say, I'll say, can you hold on a minute? And they say, yeah, because that's the typical response. And then guess what? Because I'm already texting somebody, call me now. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, you are not going to believe my friend Melissa Adams just called me. I had to add her into the call. You have to hear her 2-minute story. And I say that because I don't want them to think they're going to be on a lot of times, if they don't know this call is coming. So again, and you know what, if I am on for some reason with the phone with maybe somebody that I know's story could really help them, I am texting, call me now, call me to share, boom, boom, boom. I'm hardly a schedule kind of person with calls. I'm just let's roll with it. But let me tell you, those inspirational calls for your distributors, you need to walk them around the team. They need to hear other stories. They need to hear cross teams. They need to hear stories. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing this.
That's right.
Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? Absolutely no. There's a million times I wanted to quit, and Freddie just kept having me see the vision. And if you don't know your why, that's what, I don't know if you guys are reading that Compound Effect book from the event, but it is amazing. And if you truly, just like he says, if you don't know why you want to change your habits, because you got to change your habits to get to your goals, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Let me tell you, when he had the cake and the water, that hit home. A lot of times I make excuse why I can have that cake and I should be having that water. So it's the choices. It's the simple little choices. Are you going to finish your Teamsy today, or are you going to blow it off? Are you going to follow up your chats, or are you going to blow it off because, something came up? So huge. Inspiration and day 9, whether they're video chats, and I like video chats because you can look at each other, and I think that like adds credibility when they can see you. But either way, phone calls or video chats, you cannot miss them on day 9, 100%. That's when you're going to get them to flip to distributor. And for your current distributors, to keep re-inspiring them and seeing the vision until they have it instilled in them.
Yep. I love that so, so much. And you're so good at it. And just your energy is just, it makes people want to be around you and be a part of what you're doing. And I just love you so much. Does anybody have any questions really quick that they want to ask her? Because I know that she will be real with you. It's one thing I love about her. All right. Nothing? Dawn?
Yeah. Hey, Laurie, when do you do your Inspire calls? Is it during the 8-day? Do you do them like on day 5? What's your routine on that?
Well, as far day 9 celebration, 100%. So that's happening with a member or a distributor. And that's my intent of having that day 9 is if they're a member, I want to upgrade them. And if they're not, then I really want to go to town. But on day 9, you're definitely always going to have a new story on there, whether it's your upline or somebody different. I want them. And if you can relate somebody like, if it was a teacher with another teacher in there that's doing good with the business, that would be even better. But then after that, like my distributors, I'm getting them on all these new ones. I'm getting them on. I try to, I don't know. I don't have a schedule, but as often as I can, I should say, or I can feel when I feel like they're dipping too and they need it. Do you know what I mean? And they need to hear somebody, and it never fails you because you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel where your distributors are at. And then when you plug them into somebody, that they can relate to, powerful. I've had them thank me over and over. And again, this other one, Penny, and she's like, I don't even know what level she is to me, to be honest with you. I know what the heck she is. Maybe 5, maybe 6. I don't know what she is. I have no idea. But my point is, I saw her doing, I reached out to her and it was some kind of video, something or whatever. And I said, anybody can, something about calls. And she reached out and we got on a call to inspire her distributor. It turned out she was the one that got inspired. Now she's pushing for gold manager. But yeah, and especially those new ones, those new distributors, I would walk them around your team, meeting new people as fast as you can. And the other good thing with them meeting, like you doing a call with them, is they feel more, they feel okay with using their pictures. Do you know what I'm saying? They're before and after pictures. So now you've had a conversation with me, you met me. Now you use my pictures on your wall. Oh my gosh, look at my friend Laurie, blah, blah, blah. 9 years later, still maintaining whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes them feel comfortable using other people's stories. And I know this crazy COVID, but when we have any, because this is about fellowship, it's truly about fellowship is what it is. And they gotta feel like they belong. When we get them together, it's the same thing. When they meet each other in person, they walk away from, whether it was a monthly in team training, whether it was a summer party, whether it was Laurie, dinner at Laurie, whatever it was, they feel so much more connected and closer to those people. We had 75 people at our Zing Fest event that we put on, and there was cross teams that now they got their own chat going. They're all accountability partners together, and they all feel better about using each other's story and depending on each other. So honestly, the faster the better, especially for new people.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Anybody else got one real quick? We're about
I have
done.
a question.
Yes.
Laurie, how do you stay, it's Bria Loft. How do you stay motivated when the months are kind of, you're having a down month or you feel like you're not,
So
your
you
points
mean
aren't
like,
where they should be?
so you mean like last month when I signed one person up for 125 points and he returned it before he even opened it? You mean like that? You mean a month
Yes,
like that I haven't
like
had in
that
9
month.
years?
Like
Guess
that
what?
month, exactly.
I'll tell you what. I picked my boots up. I got laser focus and I got 4 new starts already and it's the 9th. Let me tell you, because where energy goes, where focus goes, energy with flows. And let me tell you, because it ain't. You know what? Honestly, and the biggest thing I can tell you, and it's the biggest thing, every time I was down on myself for my business and I was in the dumps, Freddie would say, you know what, Laurie, go work on you harder between the ears right now than your business. And it's the honest to God's truth. I don't know how much self-development you do, but I do tons. Like listening, you listen to Les Brown, I'd like to see how you could get down. You know, he is great. I love John Maxwell. I'm a huge Tony Robbins. I've been to a bunch of it. I've walked on fire a couple times. Again, I'm pouring myself into this Darren Hardy now, but that, and you know, that's what he would tell me too. Work on yourself between the ears. And those two guys just listening to John Maxwell and Les Brown, I think are great for getting your mind right. You know what I mean?
Yes, thank you. Great advice.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Okay. Y'all, we just had Gold Executive Laurie Ulrich on our Zoom meeting. Woo!
Thank you for having me. Love you guys. Let's kick some butt.
Let's do it. Love you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love her so much, and she's so real. And you know, that's how she is every day. She does not change, and I love that. She reminds me a lot of Cynthia. You know, that Cynthia is just real too, and you know, I love her advice. I love the fact that you know she. You know, because we're accountability partners, you know, I've learned a lot about her style of leadership. And that's what I've been working on is, you know, looking at all of these leaders that are in, you know, gold executive and platinum executive and ambassadors. And I listen to their trainings and the way that they're leading their teams. And you know what? It's no different than what I'm doing. It's no different than what you're doing. You just teach them to do the same thing that you're doing. You teach them how to hit manager. And you do that by leading by example. You hit manager. Teach them how to hit manager. They teach their people how to hit manager. That's it. It's nothing different than what we've been doing. It's nothing different than going back to the basics and say, you got to get your first one done. And that's so important that your team sees you personally. She was so upset that she got one person last month. And you know what? I doubt she'll ever do it again. And it was a hard month. I mean, we all go through it. We had a hard month last month. It wasn't, except for Hillary. Hillary killed it. But you know, it just, you know, it is an ebb and flow. You cannot expect to, you know, to have a great month every single month, because if you did, if it just kept going up, you would lose appreciation for where you're at, and you would lose your focus at some point, because it was just, you've got to go through the hard times in order to see what you're missing. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about what's coming up. I'm excited about my phone beeping today. I'm excited that you guys are starting to get all your goals in. If you have not turned in your goals, turn them in. Post them. You have got it. If you want your team to do something, they've got to see you doing it. So post your goals. That's first and foremost. That should have been done on the first. Get that done. Know where you're going. Tell your team where you want to go. Share your goals with them. Get them excited. Do countdowns. Do something. you know, and get that excitement. Let's get that buzz. Y'all know the buzz I'm talking about. It's that month end buzz. You know the buzz. Let's get it started now. Let's do a month end closeout on the 15th of the month and let's see what happens. You know, let's bust our tails from now to the 15th and let's see what happens, because we know the end of the month is going to be good. But think of how much better it could be if we kick it now, get as many people signed up, let them, let's get them to quick start. And then we've got a new distributor for the end of the month to see where that's going to blow up. So has anybody got anything they want to talk about tonight? Because I'm excited. Is anybody else excited? Anybody? Hey, it's going to be good. And I think this is going to be the best end of the year that we've ever had. But oh, y'all, I cannot wait until first and second quarter of next year. Y'all, we have not seen anything compared to what we're going to see. I know it. I believe it. I'm claiming it. I am standing on it. I know next year and the rest of this year, we haven't seen anything compared to what we're going to. So get everybody ready, duplicate what you're doing, teach your team to duplicate, and let's blow it up the rest of the month. Y'all with me? Yeah. So I'm going to declare Ephesians 3:20 over this team. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask. Because we honor him, his blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. We are in the right place at the right time. And I declare a boldness to rise up in us. God is going to open up supernatural doors. We are going to rise in the ranks. People are going to seek us out, and we're going to give him the honor, glory, and the praise for it all. I declare this over each one of you and each one of your businesses. Love y'all so much.
I
Bye.
receive it.
Yes. Love y'all.
Love you.